Howdy. I'm going to shoot straight with you on how investing in Gamestop has been amazing for my mental health. I'm Charlie Mitchell. I'm a professional counselor and I own a counseling center. And I know this topic seems out of left field, but it's one of my favorite things to talk about, if you know me. And it's been a really important part of my life for the last several years. And it feels very timely, especially with the movie Dumb Money coming out next week, which will remind a lot of people about what happened with Roaring Kitty and the GameStop movement a couple years ago. So I figured it's time for me to share a little bit about, again, how important it's actually been for my mental health to be invested in GameStop all this time. Now, the key parts are that it has helped me build an immense defense against gaslighting. It's also given me a beautiful ragtag community with a lot of pros and a lot of cons. And it has given me an immense amount of hope and empowerment over my own life. Starting with gaslighting. Gaslighting is when really outside forces lead you to doubt your own feelings and your own thought processes. It makes you think that you need them to help keep you safe. And I cannot tell you how badly mainstream media has wanted to keep me safe from GameStop. But probably to the degree that even when you heard, oh God, this guy's invested in GameStop, this dude's a nut job. That's how well they've wanted to protect me from GameStop. But people who've done their own research, now I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice. I love doing my own research on this topic. And there's a huge amount of us, and people who've done their own research talk about things like their huge cash pile, how they're over $1 billion in cash, how their cash burn is almost negligible. They'll probably be profitable in the future, maybe next quarter, for full year profitability. How there's repeated insider purchases by the board, how there's such potential in gaming, and especially in Web3, and the list goes on and on and on, not the least of which is the direct registration of about 50% of the free float, which is, frankly, I don't think it's ever happened to my knowledge, and is really just like it's an experiment. What's going to happen? But all of that's not why, that's not the point of this video. Go do your own research. It's extremely interesting. The point of all that is to say, hey, over the last 3 years, as I've been gaslit repeatedly into thinking that I'm crazy, I can fall back. I have to repeatedly fall back and resist the FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and look at my own thinking, my own feelings, my own thesis, and learn to count on my own perceptions rather than all these people who say they have my best interests at heart, right? And that is a defense against gaslighting. Now that defense is carried into my real life out in the world, where as I engage with the bad actors in my life, because there are some that want to derail me from my goals, my happiness, my dreams, that I am much more well equipped to realize, hey, this is knocking me off of what I know to be right, what I know to be true for me, and to reorient myself and not fall victim to these bad actors who want me to need them or think that I need their protection, right? To fall victim to their gaslighting. Now, a key part of what's helped me develop that skill is the ragtag community. And that ragtag community, there's a lot of pros and cons. The biggest pros are the amount of research and just theories. Some of it's tinfoil garbage that's just fun. But man, I don't know that a stock has ever been as well researched from a retail community as GameStop. And even it expands even to exploring the plumbing of the entire stock market in a way that my business school never dreamed of addressing. I even cracked open the old corporate finance books, and yeah, there'll be a paragraph about dark markets and direct registration, but nothing along the lines of how these things interact. And frankly, I don't know that even the insiders really understand. And that's been what's been again such a powerful part of this has been a community of retail investors looking behind the curtains and saying, "Hey, this is this is some shady stuff," and they're not alone in saying it. Check out Better Markets, and I mean, there's a lot of advocacy groups that have partnered, even leading to a lot of this research being discussed on the problem with Jon Stewart. Some apes were featured on there, and multiple documentaries, and we'll see how Dumb Money handles it. But even to the point that the SEC chairman Gary Gensler, he knows about Superstonk. It is actually in congressional testimony now. That's a Reddit forum that a lot of this happens on. But all that to say, like the community's been amazing, and we build on each other, and we research, and we do more. We get deeper and deeper into the weeds. Now with community comes some negatives. And I know it's controversial, but I'm looking at you, AMC. I'm looking at you, BBBY, or at least the continued push for BBBY. That they're misleading, and within a community. It can be where the good feelings of being together can put you into a vulnerable place where you can be manipulated. Again, you can be gaslit. You can be led to surrender your own thoughts to the thoughts of the group, and that's a dangerous place to be. And what you end up with is, in any community, you have quite a few wolves in sheep's clothing, and that I carry that out into the real world with me. Of hey, I vitally need people. I need people. I need to stand on their shoulders, and they need to stand on mine. We can do more together than we can individually, but at the same time, I cannot lose myself to them. You cannot blindly trust. You need to always fall back on your own reason, your own diligence, what you know to be true, and your own theses, right? And I've watched people who fail to do that and get swayed into extremely damaging environments. Because it feels good to belong. So, with this power against gaslighting and this a deeper appreciation for the good and bad of community, it's all culminated in a very intense hope. During the sleepless nights of January 2021, which the Dumb Money movie will discuss. People hoped to get rich. Right? That was the primary hope. But as time's progressed, my hope has very much transformed to simply a hope that hard work, that diligence, that continued persistence and effort and strategy and belief in yourself, that all of those will lead to success, right? And that I can steer my own ship in this world, right? And I can be focused on the long term and do step by step, brick by brick, what needs to be done to be successful. And that with community, I'll get there even faster. And all that, my family teases me anytime I say it's my company, right? GameStop's my company. But I can't describe how real that is. I've invested in it. I own a piece of this company, and I treat it as mine. I want it to be successful. And what's cool about GameStop is it's a company that I can help be successful. I test out the products. I go into the stores. My wife teases me. She calls me a little secondary employee when I'm in there, because I just want it to be a good vibe for people, right? And I help, straighten little objects on the stores, on the counters, and talk to the employees, and just be pleasant. And of course, I rate products on the websites. I'll find errors in some of the apps and websites, and I'll report them so that the quality improvement can always be happening. And what's crazy is I know I'm not alone in this. I love seeing the receipts online, and people who care about the success of their company and support it, right? Because underneath it all, we know if we support it, if we say it's important to us, it will be successful, right? And that's what determines the health of a business and then of an investment. So over the long time, I know, Ryan Cohen, he very much wants everybody to have an ownership mentality even within the company, where if the company does well, you do well, and I carry that into my life, right? Again, a real sense of what I do matters for my future. And mentioning his name, I can't make a video on GameStop without mentioning how much Ryan's leadership has, frankly, how much it's meant to me, how much he has withstood the temptations to gaslight, the small nods to the community, and frankly, just the hope that he continues to have that, hey, brick by brick, we can do this. I also love just how he talks about his family and his dad. And man, you want to know the guy, read his children's books, where he just talks about the hardworking people of America. And if you're not sweating, you don't know what hard work is, and that's so real. So I love the man. I love his mission, and I stand behind him. And Ryan, on the 2%, 0.002% chance you ever see this, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm still buckled up. And to all of these viewers, thanks for letting me share something that has been so important to me. And I'll try to respond to people's thoughts and questions in the comments. Again, it's not financial advice. I'm a smooth-brained ape, and I just like the stock. Thank y'all.